Kyrie, while we're on the topic of promotion, why did you decide to promote something that Jones said?
That was a few weeks ago. I do not stand with Jones' position, narrative, court case that he had with or any of the kids that felt like they had to relive trauma, or parents that had to relive trauma, or to be dismissive to all the lives that were lost during that tragic event. My post was a post for Jones that he did in the early 90s or late 90s about secret societies in America and it's true. So I wasn't identifying with anything of being a campaignist for Jones or anything. I was just there to post. And it's funny, and it's actually hilarious, because out of all the things I posted that day, that was the one post that everyone chose to see. It just goes back to the way our world is and works. I'm not here to complain about it. I just exist.
And to follow up on the promotion of the movie and the book.
Can you please stop calling it a promotion? What am I promoting?
Put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it? Do you see me in front of the title?
By putting it out there, people are going to say that you are promoting.
Yeah, I put it out there just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but it's not.
You put things out there for a living, right?
Right, but my stuff is not.
So let's move on.
Filled
let's
with
move on.
Anti-Semitic
Let's
stuff.
move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing that.
Another
You're
human
free
being.
to post
I can post whatever I want. So say that and shut it down and move on to the next question.
But Kyrie, you have to understand that
I don't have to understand anything from you.
It's not me.
Nothing.
It's
no people that you're making up, bro. Move on.
But by posting
move
what
on.
you
Next
did,
question.
Anybody
Do you guys have any more questions for me?
And they're going to say,
you guys have any more questions? Because this is going to be a clip. This is going to be a clip that he's going to marvel at. Is this any more questions?
But you're not answering the question.
Oh, this is another answering your question. Oh my God, let's make another Instagram clip so we could be famous again. Next question.
Kyrie, basketball related.
Is good. Osiris here, stuck in the middle. I've got uploads every day now at 9 a.m. on this channel. Thanks for joining. You saw a tense exchange right there with Kyrie Irving and Nick Friedel, a reporter who, in my opinion, comes across as a ladder climber.
Let's bring in Nick Friedel. And
This is the type of person who wants to get their name out, get promotion, and they'll do it at any cost, even if it means calling you anti-Sem. So let's look at this. My first question is right here, and I'm on my local site using my locals. If you want links to anything, I'm putting them all on the locals. I'll put a link in the description. And my first question is, if you're going to accuse somebody of being anti-Sem, then please quote him. Please give me a statement that he said that you want to call anti-Sem. Doesn't mean I'll agree with that distinction or that designation of calling him that, but at least do the man that justice. All this noise you're hearing about Kyrie Irving, basketball player, Brooklyn Nets, if you're not familiar, all this noise, I have not heard one person, I have not seen one quote from this man that was hateful, that you could even label as hateful. So that it's very eye-opening to see that. So that means they could label anybody as hateful. If they don't even need a quote from you, that they can even try to twist it, not even a quote that they're even twisting as hateful. The most hateful quote from Kyrie Irving that I have, and I follow well, I don't follow it now, but I used to follow it closely, but I know who he is. I'm from Cleveland. He won it with LeBron. The most hateful quote is during the Summer of Love, or that time period where Black Lives Matter was out there. He talked about the country being systemically racist. I don't call that a hateful quote, but that's the most hateful quote I've seen from this brother. For this exchange that he had with the reporter, I have a couple problems with it. Number one, and it's easy for me to say, I'm literally in my basement right now, so I'm not trying to come across as I know everything. I just want to give him my feedback. And I will say this about you, Kyrie. If you're going to be a prominent figure and you're going to post stuff from AJ, I'm going to give you the clip in a second that he posted from AJ that kind of sparked a lot of this controversy that people aren't talking about. It really wasn't just the tweet of the documentary that's on Amazon right now. It was also this tweet about AJ, as you heard him, Nick Friedel, ask him about.
Why did you decide to promote something that Jones said?
If you're going to be prominent, Kyrie, and you're going to post stuff about AJ and talk about these sensitive topics, I'm here for you. The problem I have, though, is when I looked at your body language, you were all slumped down. You didn't want that smoke. Don't tweet about AJ then. That ain't for you. That ain't your world. That ain't your life. You're not about that. Stay away from it. I'm not telling him to do that or I think he's hateful. I'm telling him to do that because you're not prepared for this. If you are tweeting that stuff about AJ, and I don't know the other doc, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the reaction to it. But let's talk about AJ because I know AJ well. I post stuff about AJ. If I post stuff about AJ, I would relish someone to talk to me about it. I would love for that opportunity. Second part that I have a feedback on Kyrie is if you're at work, keep it about work. He just finished playing, I think that was after a basketball game. I'm talking basketball. It has to be basketball related, or here's what I'll do. I want to talk about AJ. That's why I posted it. So let's do this. Elon has Twitter now. Twitter might be more free speech than it was just a couple weeks ago. Let's if you want to talk to me about anything non-basketball related, at me on Twitter. We'll do a thread. I'll reply in the thread. I won't quote tweet you, so we can put links and we can be very specific about what we say and mean. Only downside is you can't edit, but I would like to do that more than go back and forth there where I'm at work. I'm in the Nets facility. I'm not talking about AJ in the Nets facility, bro. That's not the right time and place.
Put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it. Do you see me me in front of
putting it out there,
the
people
title?
are going to say that you are
Yeah, I put it out there
promoting.
just like you put things out there.
And if you don't want to do it on Twitter, the most free speech platform, some people might not want to hear this, but it is Gab. Gab is free of the Apple and Google Play Store. So that I would say, hey, if it were me now, I might even just say Gab. Let's go to Gab. I want to have this conversation in a free speech environment, and I'll post links. I'll tell you what I agree with, what I don't. And the purpose of that is to get more specific. Here's the AJ post on Instagram that Nick Friedel the reporter was asking him about.
Facts and common sense are in. Yes, there have been corrupt empires. Yes, they manipulate. Yes, there are secret societies. Yes, there have been oligarchies throughout history. And yes, today in 2002, there is a tyrannical organization calling itself.
This little bit of the clip, but you get the gist of it. I don't want to get too deep because then I could get Kyrie Irving, Yade, AJ'd, canceled. Here's why I think Nick Friedel asked Kyrie that awkwardly phrased question. He asked Kyrie, why did you promote AJ? So Kyrie didn't know how to handle that. I'm not some debate expert. I do listen to a lot of Destiny. So
You're not Dr. Stewart.
I stayed at a Holiday Inn last night.
But I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
But I listen to a lot of Destiny, but I'm not a debate person. But my thought is, oh, okay, you're asking me if I promote AJ. Let me help you understand what I do on social media. I posted, I'm going to speak for me, not Kyrie. I would say I posted that clip from AJ to spark discussion about it. Do you have any specific takes about anything that he said? See, Kyrie in that clip was like everything was true. I don't even need to say that.
It's true.
You're the one coming at me trying to call me a name or asking why I promoted AJ. I tweeted that, whether it's a promotion for AJ or not. Here's why I tweeted it. It's to spark discussion, healthy discussion, which we need more of in our country. Nick.
Let's bring in Nick Friedel. And
Nick Friedel, do you have any comments on anything that AJ said? Force him into the specifics. He doesn't want to get into the specifics. That's why he said, why are you promoting AJ? Not that AJ said something wrong in that video. Nike now suspended deal with Kyrie Irving, cancels shoe release after anti-Sem debacle. Does it sound a lot like they went for the big hitter, AJ first, and they went with Ye, and now who's bigger out there than Kyrie Irving that's not going with the narrative? Remember, Kyrie Irving said no to that fascistic therapeutic that they're trying to shove in people's shoulders. He said, hell no, thanks, but no thanks. Then he's tweeting AJ, they hate AJ. And then on top of that, they could go after him because this documentary or whatever it is labeled as anti-Sem. He didn't comment on it. He didn't say anything about it. He just literally tweeted a link to it. So Kyrie tried to apologize for it, or Kyrie made a statement about it, and the Nets said the statement's not good enough. Nike suspended him. The Nets say the statement's not good enough. They suspended him 5 days without pay. The comments came on a day after the team announced that it had suspended Irving without pay for at least 5 games. That means after the 5 games, they don't know if he's coming back because he refused to unequivocally say he has no anti-Sem beliefs, nor acknowledge specific hateful material in the film he posted about last week. So you see how that works? He didn't, what did he say that was hateful? So now he has to say, I'm not anti-Sem. I am under no obligation. Well, if you want to keep your job in this case, hey, it's up to you. But just in generally speaking, I'm not going to speak to him, but I'm under no obligation. If I feel like it's worth the clarification, I will, but I'm under no obligation to defend myself against your ignorance and your claims of me being anti-Sem. So I'm not saying anything to agree with him on this. I don't even know anything about this documentary. But Kyrie didn't say anything specific. So he didn't say anything. So now it's on him to say I'm not anti-Sem. It's on him to acknowledge specific hateful material. Did you read the book or whatever it is? See the movie? You tell me, what did you not like about it? Then I would say it's very similar. I watch Nick F a lot. And this is a guy that a lot of people talk about. He's this or that. I talked about this when representatives like Marjorie Taylor Greene and others had gone to a conference with someone people had labeled, his name's Nick F, who had labeled, he used to be besties with Destiny. I guess they fell out. But they always got drama over there on the debate stuff. It's interesting, gets you hooked in, but I don't like the drama part. But Nick F is considered to be this evil person. And my thing is, for Marjorie Taylor Greene, I told her, I didn't tell her, I said on the video, you need to get people to say specifics. So if you want me to acknowledge specific hate moments, what's the hateful? You tell me, did you watch it? I posted it for discussion. Tell me what part of it you didn't like. Tell me what part offended you. I might agree with you, but you didn't do any work. You didn't look at it. And now I'm supposed to denounce specific hateful stuff in it? I'm not. You tell me what you didn't like. But I understand he's trying to keep. I understand you've got to keep your job, pay your bills, whatever. But to me, it's like for them, for some random dude like me, it's a serious thing to keep your job and find something to do. So you might apologize even if you don't have anything to apologize for. But what's the point of having all the money like he has? What kind of lifestyle are you living where you still have to be slapped like this? And this is disrespectful. You don't have enough money to just retire? I'm not taking this type of stuff if I have the money to retire, especially if I'm tweeting AJ videos. I got to be prepared to save my money. You didn't take that therapeutic. When that happened and they didn't let you play, at that moment, you've got to stack your chips. You got to live cheap so you can save, and you don't need to put up with this BS. So the coach, Sean Marks, I used to watch Sean Marks. He was a scrub basketball player, but I guess he's now the coach. All these scrub basketball players are now coaches. Is he the coach of the Nets? Oh, wow. Did they fire Nash? I don't keep up with the NBA anymore. I'm going to end with a final take about what I think about the NBA players. Hopefully I can keep it clean. Sean Marks said there is going to be some remedial steps and measures that have been put in place for him to obviously seek some counseling designated by the team. We'll evaluate and see if this is the right opportunity to bring him back. That sounds like reprogramming under Mao, under General Mao, is what that sounds like. Reprogramming for what? What quote? What for what? What beliefs? They didn't even. Somebody on Twitter replied to me when I was talking about this, and they said, I don't even know if they confirmed that he read the book or watched the documentary. I don't even know which one it is. It's irrelevant to my take. I was like, that's a good point. Did anybody confirm that he actually read or watched it? It reminded me when LeBron was sitting down with the autobiography of Malcolm X, and everybody was like, I don't think he wrote it, or I don't think he read it.
Taylor, you want to follow up?
Yeah. So you're holding the autobiography of Malcolm X along with Alex Haley. I don't know how far you are into the book, but what's your biggest takeaway so far?
I kind of just started a couple days ago, but I've read and a lot of notes over the years. It's my first time actually reading this from start to finish.
Same with Kyrie. I don't know if he even watched it. They cared about smearing him, but nobody even cared to get into some of the details of what, nobody knows what he believes. He didn't even express any beliefs on it. I know very strongly, in my opinion, this has nothing to do with somebody being anti-Sem. I mean, you look at it, somebody, and this is via Outkick, great work by Clay Travis and others. They were probably crowdsourcing the truth. People were talking about this on Twitter, and I saw people bubbling this up from yesterday. You can purchase this book. This is a series, I guess. You can purchase this, 2 titles, and they rank among Amazon's best sellers. So they say that there's some verbiage in there where the people are complimentary of the guy with the funny mustache. I don't know. I'm not reading it. I didn't read it. I don't know what it is. But if you're concerned about Kyrie tweeting it, again, he sent it out with no commentary. So if you're concerned about that, then obviously you would be more concerned about somebody who actually has it on their platform and they're making money off of it. I saw this $50 for a hardcover of it. So that to me erases any claim that this is about anti-Sem. Are they telling Jeff Bezos to go get some counseling? No, they're not doing that. I'm going to end with this. I hope Kyrie has learned a lesson. Back in the Black Lives Matter heyday, he was a full supporter of it. He was one of those racial activists. And now the same people who were with him on Black Lives Matter are silent as far as protecting his right, or at least standing with him, saying that he has a right to his own opinion, whether I agree or disagree. None of them standing for him. Hey, Kyrie, are you ready to admit that the Black Lives Matter stuff is just a scam? Are you ready to admit that this idea of a black community is just ridiculous? If there is a black community, Kyrie, where are they for you? The NBA players were wearing Black Lives Matter shirts. They were supporting criminals. As long as that criminal was hurt or killed by a white cop, they were ready to go. Kaepernick and all of them, and they were ready to kneel and all that kind of stuff. And that was a cause backed by corporations. The same corporations that want to cancel you now, Kyrie. They were the same corporations that got a weekend at Biden, propped him up just like the movie Weekend at Bernie's, walked him around, kept him in the basement for most of the time. Those same corporations got a Dixiecrat elected as president for the cause that you were fighting for, Kyrie. And the same people, the same corporations, the same cause that is leaving you to hang out to dry right now. And for you NBA players who can't stand up and you're all this blackety black this and fist in the air and criminals on your shirt because they got riled up by a white cop and this, all that, you blackety black fake ass Negroes. You some weak ass clown niggas. That's what you are. Find some sand to pound and kick rocks. I'm going to leave you out with this little shout out for you. This is for you, LeBron James, silent on this. This is for you, Kevin Durant. You're supposed to be his boy, silent on this. This is for all y'all in the NBA, y'all blackety black.
He said, pass the weed, bitch. I don't like to pass the gas. Blowing bubble, blowing Zaza. She got big old titties. I said, goo goo, goo gaga. In a zoo, monkey ass niggas. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Stop playing with me. When the money talking, I cannot hear what you're saying to me.